so you have Tiger King playing in the background. I have to actually rewatch that again.
Well, that's what I was like. I finished it early in the week last week, so I'm like, you know what? Let me buff up on Tiger King here for our pod. And I'm still just like, wow.
Well, you've been bugging us, I think, since a week or two ago to watch this show. Or when did it come out? When did this? Just recently, right?
I'm gonna search that right now.
I think it was March. I think it was March 2020.
Well, we are in March 2020, Jason.
Well, no, it says original release March 20th of 2020. So it came out 9 days ago.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. And Kirby's.
Wow. I was on top of that.
You were, because I think last week you were like, you guys need to watch Tiger King.
Yeah, I think it was either Sunday, Monday, or maybe Monday, Tuesday, because I knocked it out in 2 days. March 20th. There you go. Yep.
Where it kind of like, I started seeing the memes picking up, and then
right
when that started kind of going, I was like, oh, I need to get into this. There's some good stuff here. And then I saw that they drove by, the guest Gotti and I had last week was Lee Setzer. And during the show, they had drove by his track was in the scene. I believe it was episode 3 where they drove by a street on Tampa where his track is, and you can actually see the sign on the fence that says SS Raceway and Hobby.
No kidding.
Wow.
I'm on episode 3 right now. What minute marker was that, Jason?
I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. But it's the part where I can't remember the lady's name that was
Carol Baskins.
No, not her.
Allison Rona. Oh.
No, they're talking to the lady that was connected to Don. I don't know if she was his accountant.
Right. Yes.
So they were talking to her quite a bit in that episode, and
yep.
I want to say it's during the part where somebody they broke into her office, and there was something about the records.
The records or the wills, or
they stole
exactly out of that. Yep.
So during that time where they run a video that's running down the road,
okay,
where the track is. So
that's at the end of this episode. So I'm gonna try to keep my eye out for it, and possibly get a pick.
Ooh,
good. I'll see if I can track down the one that I saw too.
Now, did you know that going into it, or did somebody say to you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, that's what that was kind of the last straw for me. I was like, oh man, now there's an RC track in this. I gotta watch this.
Oh, brother.
It wasn't like the RC track is in it, but it was like, holy cow! Like they were filming this
that
is like
close.
they were filming like that close to us. I mean, that's like an hour away.
I was just gonna ask you how far Tampa.
Yeah, I mean that. It's like an hour away. Let's see here. Find out where this big cat rescue is. Yeah, so it's in Citrus Park, Easy Street, Tampa, Florida.
Getting a lot of background noise on one of you guys' mics, but that's all right. We're rolling with it anyway. Jason, do you have a fan on, Jason?
Hold up, let me turn my.
No.
Hey, I'm gonna mute my mic for like 2 seconds.
All right. And I'll just so on episode 1.
I'm back.
You're back. Yeah, that's all right. It's not a big deal.
It's your PS4.
It might be at the PS4 Airlines.
Hold up, let me turn my light off. Maybe that's it.
Your light. Okay, that was it. It's cleared up.
Okay, episode 1.
Where was I? What was Jason talking about there for Citrus Park, right?
Mm-hmm. Easy Street.
Easy Street.
Yep. What I'm checking is and see how far this actually is from me.
You have to go now. I mean,
definitely.
I mean, do you just get a tour? It's an hour and 17 minutes.
No brainer.
Ah, that's nothing.
70.5 miles. That's from the office here. And now I feel like I'm on the show, like I'm going to Google Earth.
You gonna fly over?
doing like a helicopter ride over the top.
Hey, listen, when you go, just have Allison dress in all tiger prints.
And we'll be in.
Yeah.
Jazzy too.
What's funny is there's let's see here. On the corner of this easy street, there's a BJ's restaurant and brew house. That's for Kirby Brew House. Smoky Bones and Barbecue on the other side. Olive Garden right down the road.
Jeez.
Chipotle. So
that's a nice little combo there.
There's a Big Cat Rescue meeting house. So yeah, this is I mean, like you guys are talking about, I never had any idea that any of this was going on.
Yeah.
And obviously it's a pretty, it's a nationwide world story, really, right?
It is a phenomenon, and it, unfortunately, the situation we're in sucks, but it happened at a very opportune time.
The release. Right.
The release, yeah. Quarantine, everybody's
at home. Yep.
So Tiger King is just going nuts.
Yeah, I mean the timing of this. If you I was trying to do a little research here before we started, and apparently they started this. The producers, directed by Eric Good and Rebecca Chalkane. I don't know how to say her last name. Anyway, I guess they went to, like how the first episode starts and they open the van door and the guy's got the snow leopard.
Yep.
That's where the whole thing started, because this guy's kind of an animal, the director here. He was starting off this series about people that have these exotic animals in captivity. And it wasn't until they saw that snow leopard in the guy's van that the whole thing kind of changed. The focus of the whole show changed, because they were he said he really started to get curious as to why why there's so many of these exotic pets out there. And at the end of the whole series, they actually say that there's more of these tigers as pets or in captivity than there's
a private collection. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Which is so sad.
Yeah, pretty crazy. So then it's just he said, the thing I was reading is the further they just got into this, it just was unfolding as they were filming. And, it's you can line up the timelines. And he said they were doing they were shooting video 18 hours a day. Jesus. And they had 7 people editing. And he said they have so much footage that, he said that there's stuff that they haven't even watched yet. There's so much footage, but they had to have a lock date. They had the lock video they couldn't have any more video after X date. So they had to have a lock time. And I think that the 7 episodes was due at a certain time. So between filming and the 18-hour film or 18-hour video days, you just have an insane amount of footage.
I bet.
And the stuff that, all this stuff about how, really Joe eventually going to prison
happened all during the span of the recording.
Yeah. While they were recording, it all happened.
And Jesus Christ, I know these guys' names. Travis, the young husband, killed himself.
Yeah. So that was on the security cameras, right? Essentially, they had the camera was pointed in a certain direction, but right. you saw the
guy's reaction.
Yeah, and there's what do they call it? A concussion.
A concussion.
They call it in wrestling, right?
And football.
In football, when they pop that, but yeah, you could see the camera move and you could see the flash, and it's like this dude that, just saw somebody kill himself. So pretty nuts.
So nuts. Just like Hollywood producers and directors, like
they're just drooling.
They couldn't even make this shit up.
No, they're drooling. They're just like, how did we miss this?
Yeah. Why didn't I think of that? Plot line.
Yeah. And then the I guess the part that was really kind of interesting to me, or as it got, things started unfolding, the one guy, Kirby's the master of the names here. Who's the guy that was producing his Joe TV show? The guy with the voice. Right?
I don't know his name, but I saw an amazing meme with him, like half Freddy Krueger, just pounding coffee and smoking cigarette after cigarette.
Yeah.
I think somebody left a question or commented on our Facebook page and said his name here. Hold on. Travis,
is it Rick? Rick? Joe TV.
You know what? His YouTube channel's still up. Has like a million something followers.
Yeah, I was up till like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. last night watching that freaking thing. He did commentary. Joe Exotic did commentary for local wrestling in that area.
Yeah, earlier this morning I clicked on that link and watched about 10 seconds of it. And I saw the video was like over 3 hours long. I'm like,
Well, I didn't expect you to watch. I was just like, right. I was like, whoa, he did wrestling commentary, perfect.
He's awesome. Just like, well, we can expect this guy have like high flying moves. I'm like, okay, I'm out.
I'm out. Tim Stark.
No, that's one of the big. That's one of the other big cat.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Jeez, I don't know.
He has his own zoo, like in Indiana.
Yes, he's one of the people that Joe Exotic sold cubs to.
Oh, Tim Stark was?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, my bad.
Rick. I want to say the dude's name is like Rick.
I will bring up the list of characters here.
It's Rick something.
Dude, his voice, like
dressed in all black, pounding the coffee,
got like leather hat on.
Yeah.
And apparently he was with big news stations at one time, right?
Yeah, 60 Minutes.
Oh. Are you serious?
Yeah, that was part of the. At the beginning of the thing, they showed that how he got involved in television and in producing. Yeah, he got involved in television and producing.
God, he does not have a voice for television.
Rick Kirkham.
Yeah, that's it.
He was a reporter for Inside Edition and other reputable outlets, such as 60 Minutes.
Jeez.
He looked like something out of a scary movie.
Yeah, for real.
Mm-hmm.
Rick Kirkham.
Yeah, so the summary here on Wikipedia, the series focuses on little known but deeply interconnected society of big cat conservationists and collectors in America, exploring the private zoos and sanctuaries they've set up for these unusual and deadly pets. Some eccentric characters include a former cocaine drug lord running conservation facility, and Doc Antill, an animal trainer who founded a 50-acre animal preserve in Myrtle Beach and trains animals for Hollywood films. So, yeah, they showed that the Doc guy doing the movie stuff with Ace Ventura. And,
a lot. When he rattled off all those movies, I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw another. Obviously, the memes are going crazy on social media, but it was a picture of I think his name was Mario, like the former drug dude out of Miami.
Yeah.
They're like, why does this seem to be the most normal guy in this whole show?
Yeah.
That's so true. And they're saying that the Scarface character was loosely based on this guy, right?
Yeah. Yep. Well, that's what he said. He said they patterned Scarface on me because he claimed to, go to the bank with a bag of money and
Mhm.
obviously like dismembered a person and lit him on fire.
Yeah. Yeah, they put a guy in a bathtub and cut him up, right?
That was in Scarface.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've seen Scarface, but that's a pretty wacky movie for sure.
Oh yeah.
So the plot goes here as a Joseph Maldonado Passage, aka Joe Exotic, and Carol Baston of Big Cat Rescue. Carol alleges Joe's breeding programs, zoo and animal conditions, and practice of charging visitors to pet lion or tiger cubs as abusive to the big cats. Makes it her personal mission to end big cat ownership in general, and Joe Exotic's cobbled together private Oklahoma zoo in particular. So then Joe alleges conditions at Carol's Florida rescue are subpar and that Carol is waging a hypocritical campaign, focused harassment against him by creating websites naming him an animal abuser, hiring people or encouraging PETA to track his movements, and damaging his sources of income by likewise badgering potential clients. So, yeah, that's the part right there where the shit hits the fan, right? When that battle gets going real heavy and he's making his Joe TV show and has the dummy, the mannequin, he shoots the thing in the head while he's on his TV show and says he's.
if Joe would have backed off the gas like 10%, he's not going to be in jail. Like that guy honestly didn't give two Fs.
No.
Like he's a dummy and like just hi Carol, like
with the dildo stuff in her mouth,
like plotting and put snakes in her mailbox for her birthday, and it actually happened.
Yeah,
like if he would have pumped the brakes just a little bit,
pumped the brakes.
Like he was just so 10%. Passionate about.
Like you said, you back off 10 or 20%, and it might have not have.
Yeah, he might not be in jail. Yeah.
Well, that escalated quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, man, he was just so hell bent on putting her under.
Yep.
But I do agree the way it starts out and shows her background, she is hypocritical because that's how she got her like little start with the cats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because they had their own damn little sanctuary.
Yeah, I didn't get that
breeding.
part. They're in cages, tiny cages, sticking their head through a tiny cage to get some water or food. Yep.
Yeah, there obviously she made that video. The guy on the had the VHS of the video she had made, and just that's the part I didn't quite understand. That it was okay for her to have the animals there.
Sure,
but
yeah, she's no better than. I mean.
I guess the difference is at that point she had dedicated her space to just preserving these animals and she wasn't breeding them to sell, I guess. I don't know. I'm assuming that's the difference. She was saying that these other people were essentially they're breeding them, selling them.
She stopped breeding them. That was the turning point. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So and she wasn't going around the malls like Joe Exotic was going to malls. Right. And stuff with the animals.
Yeah, Joe was hustling. He was a hustler.
Yeah, he was.
Can't blame him. Shit. But the doc dude, man, that guy's out there. Obviously, but like I think it was the second episode. He was so like he's looking at the camera and just saying like, "There's nothing more powerful, sexier like than a tiger." I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah, right.
Like everybody wants to pet a tiger. Yep. I'm like, never really thought about it, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know that it's one of those things that really that I have to do. I'm not going to follow somebody up to a room in Vegas to pet their tigers. I can tell you that much.
Now, see, this is exactly we keep unfolding other, and then there's that. What's that guy's name from the Vegas guy? John?
The Low,
Jeff Lowe.
Jeff, yeah. Like there's another character. Like you just keep peeling the layers back. It's just one train wreck after another.
Yep.
It's amazing. Here's a scene with Joe Exotic and, like walking amongst his tigers with his stone cold knee brace on and one arm crutch.
They never went into what happened there. Why he ended up with the knee brace and all that stuff. And
I was curious too.
Yeah, I was like, he kind of went from getting around and being super mobile to having that brace and the little cane that he was walking with. And then
that one scene, he's getting the one cat like has him by the boot and is just like dragging him on his back.
Yeah. Nobody's helping him, and he's beating it with a cane.
Finally fires the gun off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good. I mean, a good idea on his part to kind of break it up, I guess.
Yeah.
It worked.
There's another part of like Joe Exotic maybe pumped the brakes a little bit when he made the reference of if you think you're gonna come in and take my cats, it's gonna turn into a small Waco. Like,
yeah,
dude, you are not helping your cause right now, bud. Yeah. And then his like head trainer or whatever, or his head keeper, was like, "We made a pact that, if it had turned into that, I got a bullet with each of our names on it."
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Where they're like, they were gonna shoot each other.
Yeah, that dude was gonna.
How do you do that? How do you shoot each other?
So he hit a bullet with Joe's name on it and a bullet with his own name. So he was gonna kill Joe, and then he was gonna kill himself.
That's a lot of. Who goes first?
You go first, dude.
Well,
no, you go.
No, you go first.
Well, he has
a coin
to kill Joe first because he has the gun with the bullets on the name on the bullets.
Ah, okay.
Like, oh my god.
But if I was Joe, I'd be like, well, wait a minute. How do I know you're gonna kill yourself? And
yeah.
I was like, I'm not gonna
trust you.
You better kill yourself if you kill me.
Yeah, definitely a little interesting. That I mean, kind of what we were talked about in the chat was just how what stands out about this stuff is how these people, they get into these obsessions, and then they turn it into this kind of larger than life. They have to have all this acreage, and essentially they start living in their own world. They create their own world. They start living in their own world, and then they start becoming the lead character of their own world, where they're trying to make their own rules.
Well, literally, even Joe was not shy of saying, of course, that dude's not shy of saying anything. Yeah. But he was like, Doc got his own cult and I got my cult. And that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
That Doc dude, when they said, they work how many, like 7 days a week, 12-hour days.
Yeah. And
get paid $100 a week.
Yep.
That's a call. And then the Carol Baskins crazy lady, Joe Exotic's like, she's no dummy. She got other people to do her work.
Yeah, they were all volunteers.
They're all volunteers.
Unbelievable.
What the hell?
Yeah, she's got the little system.
I don't know how she brainwashed all these people. Yeah, yes, you gotta credit is, she deserves some credit because they're all just like, oh my god, she's like a saint or whatever. I'm like, holy shit, they're just eating that up. And then, like you're saying, they have apprentice, and you get this gold shirt after a year or whatever.
Yeah. It takes a little bit of thinking. And the other part that I was thinking is these, they're master manipulators is really what they are. And so not only are they, they're obsessive about these things, but they become manipulators of everything in the people around them to kind of get them to buy in to what it is they're doing. Obviously, like you said, Joe kind of focused around people that didn't have like a lot of
just hard knock, but no opportunity, like little or no opportunities.
Yeah.
That one guy or whatever, girl, picked him up at a bus stop. Like, you know, you don't got nothing. Here's my offer.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
It's like, okay, sounds good to me. And what was really weird is, you know, this guy was probably at one point or another, this Joe probably had some money at one point, and they just lived like a mess. Like you see in their house,
showing,
their houses, and those trailers and all that. It was just like a disaster.
They showed the trailers at Joe's park, and even in his house is like not even close to, you know, a leader of a cult. You know, I would think, you know, should be living a little bit more luxurious than that. But there's just shit everywhere, and
everything's destroyed. And, you know, all the couches are torn up, and the cabinets are jacked, and you know, the refrigerators, and I mean, the whole thing was just trashed.
Yeah, that doc though, he's living good. He's you can see he's got a nice spread. He's running a little more organized. He's it doesn't seem like, in the other part, I guess, with the Joe side of things is the drugs with that, I'm sure kind of brought that down quite a bit, you know, getting into they were into meth and were they ever, and bad tattoos, terrible tattoos. Oh my God. Yo, the funny part is that dude, Jeff, the one with the terrible teeth, is that his name?
John.
He just
the first husband.
He just does the whole interview with no shirt on.
Yeah, like the whole show.
The whole show, no shirt, no big deal.
Yeah.
Oh.
Did I send you in our chat? Oh, I did. Okay, yeah, because he got new teeth.
Awesome.
Yeah.
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 And they're like,
he's got new teeth,
and they knew about it.
Yeah, they didn't put it in.
Yeah, and I'm sure because they were like, well, this is more attractive.
Yeah.
The way he was, like it. They know what they're doing.
Oh yeah, they're no dummies.
They got into that, and they were just like, we freaking hit the gold mine.
Oh my God. And then like
we got to get this done. You know, I'm sure they were nervous.
And it was all unraveling for him. Like this is, you know, as they're shooting it across, you know, how many years, like shit just keeps happening, like snowballing. Like their biggest concern was like, okay, how are we going to capture all of this shit on video?
Yeah. And I'm sure the transferring of that footage, you know, it's hard to, you know, especially what they're shooting in, the equipment they're using, and trying to transfer that footage around. It's like Mayfield sent me a video the other day through text, and it was 900 megabytes. And, you know, and that's just using his iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the stuff there, you know, it took a long time to transfer. And obviously trying to transfer all that data around and to people editing and putting shit together, I'm sure they were thrashing.
Yeah.
You know, the part where what's really kind of nuts is obviously the guys, like we were talking about, the guy's got a little bit of money, or Joe did at one point, because he's flying to Florida, bringing his people, doing helicopter rides over the top of her facility. He's, you know, dressing up like a big cat, or was it a bunny? Was it a bunny?
Yeah.
A bloodied up bunny laying in front of her signs. And what's weird is they never had all three or any of the people together in the same room, right? Like, obviously Joe was never in the same room with Carol.
Yeah, that wasn't happening.
Yeah, like they never got any of that stuff together, even though he's making trips to her place in Florida. You know, you would think that, you know, there'd be a point where some type of confrontation was on video. Would have been kind of cool to see, but
can you imagine Joe and Carol?
That's what I mean.
Yeah, that would have been nuts. That would have never happened. But
so what are we thinking about this this Carol with her ex-husband, you think that she knocked him off or what?
As I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, she killed her husband.
Mhm.
Like, there's no doubt.
Yeah.
And I thought, and then I said to Carrie, because I already was convicting her, she was guilty. Then I'm like, oh, I bet you at the end we find out that he's in Costa Rica somewhere, because that's where he was rumored to be.
Mhm.
And I'm like, so I'll just wait and see. And then they never got into that after that. So,
like the fact that what was it, like the wording on the will or whatever got
disappearing
is yeah, had the literature of or go disappearing. Like
the lawyer's like, I've never seen that on a will.
Yeah.
That dude was a character too, huh?
Joe's lawyer.
This was the guy that was a Don's lawyer, maybe.
Oh yeah, Don. I meant. I'm sorry. Yeah. He was. He was pretty good.
He was a little bit of a character. So yeah, I think there was obviously a lot to gain for her, for the husband not to be around anymore.
Everything to gain. And I'll tell you what was interesting was the interviews with the missing husband's ex-wife and daughters.
Oh yes. Yep.
Like,
so run that by me again.
I can't think of the Carol Baskin's missing husband. They had his ex-wife and their daughters.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yep. Oh yeah, they're totally in on that theory.
Oh yeah,
that she knocked them off.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm a betting man, that's Wait.
And what's crazy then is like, so after all that happens, then she gets this new dude who's part of the,
So Don Lewis was her first husband. That's who supposedly is missing.
Yeah.
Don Lewis.
And yeah, a lot for her to gain by him being gone.
A lot of money. Plus she gets to keep the animal sanctuary.
Because the deal is he was talking to these other people about a potential divorce, and then
right. That sounds like that was in the making. It was just too. The timing was just
a little too
curious that he was threatening that he's gonna divorce her, and he's missing.
Gone. And I found it interesting. I didn't know this, but tigers, so they could have totally ate Don Lewis, and the acid in their stomach would just totally get rid of the bones.
Yeah.
Is that insane or what? I didn't know that.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. So the fact that there is no evidence, there is zero.
No evidence.
It's like throwing everything in. What do they do in the movies? Like they throw it in like acid or something like that.
Yeah. I had no idea tiger stomach was like that. So that's good to know. I marked it down in my notes there to keep that. If you ever, if we ever need something like that.
Okay.
We could throw a body over the fence.
Okay.
I bet a lot of people got some ideas when they watched that. They were like,
Big Gotti rescue.
Tigers, huh? A lot of acid in their stomach. Okay.
Gotti got a connection with animals too.
I do.
From back in the day.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there was like 3 people speculating on what that Don Lewis his his net worth, and of course it ranged from like 5 to 20 million, but that's nothing to sneeze at. So yeah, that's enough motivation for some crazy lady to
absolutely
put her husband through a meat grinder or whatever.
Yeah, I like how she was very. It was very easy for her to talk about those type of things.
Yeah.
she was definitely a great character from that standpoint, where she's like, "Oh yeah, here's our meat grinder. You can't even fit a hand through there."
Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess you can't then. She's fine.
Yeah, you're all good.
Yeah, I was telling Carrie I can never be on a jury because I hear one side and I'm like, oh, he's definitely guilty. Then I hear the other side, I'm like, oh, he didn't do it.
Easily influenced, huh?
Yeah, very easily influenced.
That's a great argument.
When I was watching this, that's how I was the whole time. I'm like, oh, she killed him. And then I'm like, well, maybe not, and then.
Mm-hmm. But I think they also wrote it like that. That's how they wanted you. And that she's arguing that right now.
I heard.
She's upset about how the way she was, of course, portrayed. But it seems like when people do these things, they're always upset about the way they're portrayed. But I'm sure she got to that part of the whole of the of the show, and she's like, "Oh, it looks like I did it."
Yeah.
She's like, "Well, that didn't come off at all like I wanted it to."
Yeah. Wait a minute. It looks like I did it.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Didn't she? No, I didn't catch it, but I guess she made a claim, like, when they were saying, fed the husband of the tigers, and she said something along the effect of like, well, all you have to do is, cover a body in sardine oil or whatever, and a tiger will eat it. Like,
yeah, that was,
Yep.
I think, in reference to the point where towards later in the show where that's where that tiger grabbed Joe's foot. They were obsessed with his shoes and his feet.
Yeah.
He was trying to do that promo, and the tiger got obsessed with it, and he grabbed him, and he thought he had been set up there. And she's like, "Oh, you don't, you wouldn't put cologne. They'd run from that. You'd put like sardine oil or whatever you said it was."
Yeah. And then you're like, what? Oh, really, Carol?
Yeah.
You got any drums of that laying around, perchance?
Yeah. I mean, these are some characters. It's
one after the next, man. It's like, of course you got the bit like the big two, and then Doc's in there with like maybe a third, but then there's the Vegas got like.
We got to pull these names up.
It's just like, man.
Yeah, Jeff
and as you're watching it, you're like the next episode unravel, show somebody else, and it's like, Jesus, just when you thought you saw all the shit show, wait, there's more. That's why this documentary was just like so. Like, okay, gotta binge this.
I sat down yesterday. I was like, I'll watch 2 episodes. I was like, I'll watch 2. That's good, and then I'll pick up 2 more next day. And I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, okay, let's watch 3. After I'm done with the second one, I'll watch the third one, and then I'll watch the fourth one. And I'm like, you know what? I'm finishing this because this is awesome. I enjoyed it. I was like, Kirby was right. He was right.
Then, which is like, I value your opinion because, like, we
mine
kind of, sometimes.
Oh, that's nice. Wow, I never heard that from you before.
But like, we share similar views or whatnot. And then when my buddy like kind of broke down, was like, okay, I'll watch it. Like, it wasn't like all right, let me check this out. I think he already went in with a negative attitude. Like, okay, let me just, watch this so I can say I watched it. And he watched it yesterday, and he's like, I wasn't impressed. I think social media blew it out of proportion, which, yes, social media went wild on it, but for a good reason. It was wacky as fuck.
Yeah.
And completely binge worthy if you're talking about shit that's on Netflix. Mm-hmm. It's like and I said this to him, and my defense was like, what makes this whole thing like enamoring is this is a documentary. This shit happened in real life. Like, this ain't a scripted show on Netflix or whatever. Like,
yeah, I didn't know
that all this ridiculous stuff went down. I was like, what? Like, that you can pack all that dumb shit into one series.
Right. Like, when you first told me about the show, I thought it was like a show. Like, I didn't know
like
it was
a scripted
TV show. And I was like, like, I don't sit down and watch TV shows, period. Like, I just really don't. And I'm like, And then I think you said to me it was a docu-series, so I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll check it out. And I did go in with a negative attitude, though, but I came out with a positive one. That's for sure. It was really good. It got me hooked right away.
Yeah, he was just like, and then he took to Facebook and tagged me. I'm like, okay, here we go. Gloves are off.
It's on.
It is on.
So continuing with this next part of the summary, which is the end part of it, on Wikipedia, it says the feud escalates between Carol and Joe. She organizes a protest who retaliates by holding big cat shows with cub petting under trademark knockoffs of Big Cat Rescue's logos. Big Cat Rescue. Yeah, I mean, Big Cat Rescue sues over these trademark infringements, winning $1 million settlement against Joe Exotic. In revenge, Joe Exotic attempts to hire someone to murder Carol. So it's like, so here's your retaliation.
And
Big Cat sues him, and he goes, all right, well, I'm just going to hire someone to kill you. That's how they got it written here on Wikipedia.
That's great.
And there's another.
I love it. That seems like something. That's how I'd respond to something like that.
Ripped off logo.
What's that?
Like there's another. Hey Joe, maybe you should have pumped the brakes. Like you completely ripped off the logo. Like why did you do that?
Oh yeah, taking her logo.
It was nuts.
And then like losing his ass over that lawsuit. Like you kind of just brought that upon yourself doing something stupid as hell.
Well,
Yeah,
what did he name it though? It was right along the.
It was Big Cat Rescue Entertainment.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
yeah.
Instead of Big Cat Rescue.
Yeah, he just threw another word on.
He threw entertainment on the end of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you throw in a few more syllables, it's different.
That's right. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, he had to know. I mean, I can't imagine at some point he wouldn't have just said, you know what? Man, I'm taking this to the next level.
So Jason, you can.
I lost here.
So Jason, you could sue me if I start an RC company up with J Concepts with a K.
Probably.
Oh. Yeah, scratch that idea then.
What about a Z at the end?
Yeah. What about that?
I think it all is. Well, you can sue anybody for anything.
Well, fine. If you're gonna sue me, then you know what I'm gonna do.
I'm gonna hire somebody to
probably shouldn't be saying that on
drive the Ford.
Probably shouldn't be saying that on the pod.
Yeah. No, but you're no better than Joe Exotic.
You.
All right. Something happens to Jason tonight. Oh no.
Patriot Gotti. What's your name gonna be?
I don't know.
Well, it's Gotti Jr. I mean, that's
it's just got to be that, yeah.
Yeah, you definitely have to hit up the Big Cat Rescue, Jason.
Yeah, no doubt, Jason.
17 minutes.
You got to give us some photos.
By the sign.
I would imagine trying to get in there now is insane.
Oh, dude, it's going to be packed over there.
Yeah. Well, after the virus situation, though, because they are closed down because of it right now.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go, you definitely got to get a shot by the sun.
Yeah, or with Carol.
You could get a selfie with her.
Oh, my God. Golden.
That'd be awesome.
You know how much there's going to be of that
through the roof.
I mean, there's going to be a lot of that, though.
Make sure you bring a scalpel with you, so when you take a photo with her, maybe you could sell one of them then. After that.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was just reading about it. They're closed up right now because of the virus. I think mid-April they're supposed to reopen. So there you go, Jason. Keep an eye on that and head on down there.
Take like a field trip.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm just watching this like that. Carol Baskins, like just the look in her eyes and her demeanor, like, she is out there. And then the poor sap she married, like this guy.
Did he look a little bit like Don Lewis to you?
The wedding photos.
Yeah, he was dressed as a tiger and she had him on a leash.
Oh my God.
Good stuff.
Yeah, the music videos, right?
Yo, Joe Exotic's, he got some skills. I don't like country, but that shit was good.
But What's funny is Will Britton just commented that he heard that he wasn't the singer.
Oh no, really?
Oh, unfriend his ass.
I gotta find this out.
Yeah, he said he wasn't the singer, which if you kind of watch it, I mean, it kind of makes sense. I mean, it's because it's actually like,
Dude,
they're pretty good. For what it is, it's pretty good.
Will, sponsorship, cancel.
You ruined my childhood.
Like he had the CDs and then found out. He's like, Will was like, no. And Milli Vanilli all over.
I don't know why Will knows so much about music like this, but he told me, maybe you guys knew this, but was it Garth Brooks released a CD under another name?
Yeah, it was a rock-ish. I'll use the air quotes. Hold up. I can see the album cover. I just can't think of the name right now. Shit. Chris Gaines.
Yeah, that's it. We were somewhere one day and he's telling me this and I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, look it up. I'm like, no way.
Wow.
Now that's how much of a musical genius I am. All right. I hate country, but I just pulled that Garth Brooks reference.
That's amazing.
Know my power, everyone. And buy Joe Exotic bikini briefs, leopard print.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got
his gift shop was ridiculous.
Oh man.
Yeah. we got lube for his and hers. Like,
yeah.
Why? Shampoo.
Yeah.
That was so awesome.
Oh shit.
There obviously is some. I mean, these people are no dummies. You know, like what's her name? Carol. She set up her own.
She got on
the early boat of the YouTube stuff and
social media, Facebook. She said she gets a check from Facebook every week for like 5 digits.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit!
Wow.
Yes,
I didn't hear that.
Everybody. No, she said we get a weekly check from Facebook that's about 10, 12 grand, and it increases every week.
Yep.
Holy shit!
Well, let's look her up right now. Let's see how many likes she has.
Here goes Jason.
Big Cat Rescue on Facebook. Here we go.
Hey, next in like a year we're gonna be like, okay, Jason Rona's no longer involved with J Concepts. He went to work for Baskins as a volunteer.
I'm up to royal blue shirt now, guys.
Yeah.
Well, you'll just see a picture. My profile picture will change to blue shirt. Big Cat. You guys will be all. And then the first comment, you'll go, "Holy cow, your blue shirt!"
Congrats, man.
Yeah. So she's got 2,618,000 followers on her Facebook page.
Man,
that is insane.
Eric Vocal stole my the meme I shared yesterday, but it was an amazing one. It was the Joe Exotic putting on the EMS jacket when a trainer gets attacked by a tiger is the biggest flex.
Yeah, when he comes in there, he's like, "I'm just gonna tell you guys right now, what a trainer guy's arm bit off or her arm bit off."
We got a call coming in.
Uh-oh.
All right, we got a caller.
Will Brinton.
Will.
To accept, press 1.
What is
voicemail?
What do I got to do? I missed him. Let me tell him. I'll have him call back. I'll just message him.
County jail. A call from Joe Exotic.
That's exactly what it sounded like.
Yeah, wait a minute. Is that what he was doing to me? I thought he was going to my voicemail. I think he actually reversed the charges on me.
Damn it.
No way.
Wait a minute. I'm going to check with him.
Call
quick.
from Will Britton.
Hey, Will.
Hey, what's up?
There he is. Will Britton. We were just talking about you.
Really? All
Yeah.
good, I hope.
We're talking about
actually, we got bad news.
Oh,
Since you uncovered Joe Exotic was a fake country artist, Jason said he's revoking the sponsorship. I'm sorry.
man. What a bummer.
Yeah, we're like, I read that and I'm just like, man, he wasn't really singing. That pisses me off.
I was
Yeah,
bummed
I
too.
know. It's just, yeah. It's like when you find out that, who is it? Oh, what was Garth
Anyway,
Brooks' alter ego?
Chris
We just
Chris
talked
Gaines.
about this.
Yeah.
I told him, I said, I don't know why Will knows these crazy stats about these singers, but he was the one that told me about Garth Brooks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Will, you said you
Oh,
heard it on a podcast last summer about him not singing?
Yeah. Yeah, my wife knows exactly which one it is. I was trying to get her to call it because she's more knowledgeable. Which podcast was it that he was on? Or that not that he was on, but had the information about the... Yeah.
Oh, he's checking with his wife.
Okay. It was originally called Over My Dead Body, Joe Exotic.
Oh, okay. The podcast.
Yeah. Now,
Okay.
now it's called Tiger King Joe Exotic.
Oh. Like I need any more
Wondery is
podcasts to listen to.
Yeah, I know.
Looks like I'll have
Wondery
to
is
add
the
that one.
company that produces it.
Wondery.
Yeah, Wondery, I guess.
And they were talking
We-
about
we-
how Joe wasn't the actual singer?
Yeah, there was somebody they interviewed that was like, Joe Exotic doesn't even actually sing those songs. So everybody started laughing. It was pretty funny.
Oh.
But yeah, because we came back from the Black Hills last summer and we were looking for something to listen to. And my wife finds all these crazy like murder podcasts or whatever, murder porn podcasts.
Right.
And that was one of them. We listened to quite a bit of it on the way home. But yeah, Joe Exotic wasn't singing any of those. But
Oh,
I
man.
wonder. So like probably my favorite part of that whole documentary was when he was in the like gift shop and he has his own underwear line. And the guy's like, "Oh, do you wear these?" And Joe Exotic's like, "No, I don't wear underwear, man."
Yeah, I free ball it.
Free ball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
We-
forgot about that.
We were just talking about this stuff in the gift shop.
Yeah.
Kirby
We're
was
talking about his shampoos and lubes
Oh yeah.
for his and her.
The personal.
And then when he's running for governor, he's handing out condoms with his face on it.
Yo,
Yeah,
there's
I can't think of
another
a better place
amazing
for
like
his face.
Yeah.
the other like crazy fact in this whole documentary is that he had 19% of the votes when he ran for governor.
I know, I saw that.
What the fuck?
He'd have had my vote.
Oh man. Oh,
Oh.
that's right. You're down in that territory, right?
No, well, no. I'm in Nebraska.
Oh, you're in
Thank
Nebraska. I don't know where they're all the same. Nebraska, Oklahoma,
Yeah.
Arkansas, they're all the same. I mean, who cares?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know, man. You go into you can dip into Kansas because we're pretty close to Kansas. I mean,
Oh,
I
okay,
think
Kansas.
you could drive about an hour and a half and be in Kansas. But
Right.
You got to drive through Kansas to get to Oklahoma. I think that's probably an 8-hour drive.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But
There's Rick
yeah, the
Griffin.
last time I was in Oklahoma was when Alex and I went to the J Concepts race in Texas. We drove through Oklahoma.
Yeah, you confused me there for a second. Last time you were in Oklahoma is when you were at a race in Texas.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, we drove through it. We didn't even
Gotcha. Got
That
ya.
was
feet on the ground.
misdirection.
Yeah.
Got ya. Yeah, 19% of the votes, Kirby. And I was thinking to myself when I saw
That's
that,
crazy, dude.
man, that guy that came in second, he probably could have used that 19%, but Joe took it away.
Yeah. For real. Yeah.
So, and then the funny part was the campaign manager is the guy that used to sell him his bullets at Walmart.
Yeah, right. Yeah, somebody wrote into the show here about that character. Let me find it.
He seemed like the most like kind of, I wouldn't say normal, but
Now, Jason, was he the one that was on camera when Travis killed himself? Is that guy?
yeah.
Okay, that's what I
Yeah,
thought.
yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, we didn't even touch base on. There's a head trainer with no legs on the show.
Right.
So, Well, because I asked my wife, I was like, so how did he lose his legs? She's like, I don't know, tiger. And then, do you guys know, or do you guys talk about it yet?
Yeah, it was on there. No, we didn't talk about it. He said a zip lining accident, but the picture they showed was bungee jumping.
That's right. They did. Yeah.
He said
Not
he hit
even
the ground and
right.
broke his feet and his legs and his back. He said.
Yeah.
Maybe he went bungee jumping with a zip line cable and just pulled his legs off.
Oh my God. I can see that happening with these guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wrong cable.
Bungee jumping with a zip line.
Whoops.
Oh.
Some new memes to coming to the forefront here. We got his husband guy John, and it's a picture of him with his 3 teeth, and it says meth didn't do this. Joe's padlock Albert, Prince Albert did.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude. And then when there wasn't enough, he's like, I got a Prince Albert.
So then they just showed, you just talked about this, the guy that was in the office when the guy shot himself, and he's got his hands on his face like Macaulay Culkin style.
Oh.
And it says, my expression when a coworker does a mind-blowing trick.
Jesus.
Man.
And yeah. Joe did sing at the funeral.
Yeah, and then
was that him singing?
Good question.
Okay, that was all right. Well, I thought maybe he was lip syncing because Will says he can't sing.
Oh, yeah, that would have been funny if he was lip singing at the. All right, start the tape when I pick up the guitar.
Right. I don't know, man. Maybe he can sing. Maybe that podcast was wrong, Will.
No, I don't know.
You know,
it's more funny than anything.
Yeah.
The date of their tri-marriage was my fucking birthday.
Well,
Great.
There you go.
In 2014. Oh, there's the video of Joe.
Kirby's watching it right now. Joe
has the dummy with the dildo in her mouth, and then he busts out his 6-shooter and points it at her head. These are all bad decisions, Joe.
So we got this next meme. Nobody, not one soul, Carol Baskin. Hey, all you cool cats and kittens.
That's her famous, she starts up saying that. So what do you think?
It's pretty cringeworthy.
What do you think, Will?
Yeah.
What happened to Don Lewis? Do you think Carol got rid of him? Or did he disappear to Costa Rica?
I don't know. I've been to Costa Rica. I didn't see him there. But I think that it's entirely possible that she could have killed him. I mean, if it didn't happen, it definitely is funny to talk about. But it's like a folklore thing. Don't mess with that lady. She killed her husband and fed him to the tigers.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think that she's entirely capable.
Yeah, I think so. She looks like she could.
Or nothing for slander or anything.
Yeah.
Well, she'd have to go after everybody on Facebook.
That's true. Don't be afraid, Will.
Yo, I want to know how Joe Exotic got her diary.
Yeah, that's a little interesting.
Who got in there in a black ninja suit and took her diary, dude?
Yeah. Somebody printed it out for him. Looked like.
He probably does have a ninja suit. He has a costume for everything.
It's
he's wearing the EMT. Get up when that girl got her, or that trans.
Oh yeah, we were talking about this earlier. Ripped off. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He put the EMT jacket on. Yeah.
Yeah. Give me 5 minutes. I gotta get a costume.
So
don't go dying on
me. So then the next meme here of Carol says she's riding her bike. It says, me on my way to kill my millionaire husband, then steal and alter his will and estate so that I inherit 90% of his wealth, and then lobby Congress to eliminate my business competition.
Jeez. Man.
With leopard leggings on, guaranteed.
There's some good ones out there.
Oh yeah, Facebook went off with some memes.
It's funny how every couple months there's something that keeps us all like in the meme culture just keeps kicking.
Yeah. So what'd you give the series, Will? Did you watched all of it, right?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
And on a scale of 1 to 10, what are we rating that thing?
Scale of 1 tiger to 10 tigers. Probably say it's probably a solid 9 tigers.
Oh,
9.5
wow.
tigers.
There you go.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty high quality series. I mean, if you're definitely feeling bad about yourself, you have nothing better to do. On Netflix, watch Tiger King.
I always feel bad about myself. Yeah. Good point.
That'll bring up your spirits. Yeah.
That should. And it did.
I couldn't believe, like, at the end of the series, or it's like the second to last episode, there's like all of those tigers in one cage, and they're just like swarming, waiting to get fed.
Oh, when they didn't have enough food.
Yeah, that's when it was like the worst. So they didn't have any money to buy food.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like, oh. That'd be the worst.
14 buckets and 40 tigers. It's like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
So how about the portion you think where his whole studio and everything burned down? Do you think he burned all that stuff down just to kind of like eliminate everything?
100%.
Yeah.
It's too convenient that he was out of town when that happened.
Yeah. Yeah, it was his alibi, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they tried to blame.
I would have to be pretty dumb.
Oh yeah,
write a book.
Dude,
what's the movie with Michael Douglas now and Sharon Stone? Basic Instinct.
Yeah,
where she's doing the interview. I'd have to be pretty dumb to write a book about killing somebody and then kill them exactly the same way in my book. She says, it gives you an alibi. Yes, it does, doesn't it? It's something like that, right? That's
you're on the lines of it, yeah.
That's a great scene, man. Just how...
Yeah, we know why you like that scene, Jason.
Well, besides the point of that, it's just... her
package.
Her acting is just phenomenal right there.
Will, did you know there was an RC raceway in the series?
In the series?
Yeah, tell him, Jason.
In the documentary.
Yeah, in the third season, they drive by Lee Setzer's track.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like
Has
one
Lee
of the
been
footage.
There?
No, I gotta text him and ask. I'm sure he's getting hit up big time by that. But I've seen 2 people tag his dad on Facebook with it already. But they're like,
really?
Look, you guys are famous. Look, I saw you on Tiger King. I'm sure they got to be like, oh, great.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
If you go down there and get a T-shirt or something.
He better.
Because that's Carol Baskin's place, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Big Cat Rescue.
Yeah, Big Cat Rescue.
What are you laughing about, Jason?
Just how everyone knows the name so perfectly now. Like, it's like, I mean, you want to drive down there and be like, hey, Carol, what's going on?
Yeah.
I'm sure her stuff is blowing up, man. I mean, her like Facebook pages and all that stuff got to be doing pretty good.
Absolutely swarmed.
Yeah. Tons of messages. I'm sure people want to buy the apparel because it's just going to be such a big thing.
Dude, I'm at the scene now where like in the lawsuit, like Carol gets this and that, the whole list of, the buses, this and that. And then Joe's like, oh, you want my watch? And then tapes it to a little vial of tannerite and blows it up with his gun.
Yeah.
Oh, you want my bed too? Puts the mattress out there and blows it up.
Yeah.
That was good. That was good.
I mean, just psycho people, man. These people are psycho.
Joe Exotic is what we would call extra.
Extra psycho.
Yeah.
Joe is extra. That's what makes him Joe.
So-
That's what makes Joe Joe.
Let's go to her website.
So would
right
he
now
call
and see
his,
what she saw.
What was that, Will?
What? So would he call his husbands like brother husbands, or like his like sister wives like polygamy thing? Like they'd be brother husbands, right? Technically.
I don't know what he referred to him. I didn't hear any references what he would. It was just John or Travis.
Oh, I didn't know if it was just a three-way thing, like everybody was married.
Well,
Anyway,
yeah,
sorry.
they were married, but I don't know. I didn't hear him refer to him like as partners. Maybe I heard that referred to as partners. But shit show would be more accurate.
All right, let's shop on her site here. Let's see what we got.
I actually played that third episode. I'm watching the fourth episode over again right now, but I rewound it a couple times trying to get a still shot that I could take a picture of the track sign, but I didn't see it, Jason.
All right, let me see if I can get it. Yeah, you can get Big Cat Rescue mugs, T-shirts.
Oh, you get everything. Who's your favorite character, Will?
What's that?
Who's your favorite character?
I mean, how could you not like Joe Exotic?
Right.
Yeah, it's tough.
But I mean, that's the obvious one. Who's the other guy that has all the wives?
Doc.
Can't think of his name.
Doc Cantel.
Yeah,
What a
that guy's probably my second favorite.
What a stud.
Yeah, really.
That guy got all the swag. He's just like rolling through town on riding a damn elephant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a that's a flex and a half.
Definitely
Hey,
being
you
a
guys
stud.
need anything? I'm going down to the gas station, taking the elephant.
Taking the elephant. That's how Will shows up to races. In an
We
elephant.
get some Doritos down at the gas station.
Right.
I got this photo here.
Oh, you have it?
Yeah.
Oh, Jason found a photo of the Setzer's track. Somebody wrote in, I don't think anybody's innocent in this. Even the Big Cat Rescue lady showed zero emotion about her husband disappearing. Oh, we got some calls coming in.
Sorry. That's 100% accurate.
What else we got in here?
Call from
Oh,
Ryan Greening.
Ryan Greening showing up.
Joe Exotic.
We got Ryan in here?
This is he.
Ryan's here. Will's still here, right, Will? Oh, I think I dropped Will off when he...
Will got bumped.
See you, Will. Make
Gotti and Rona?
make way for Ryan. This is Gotti.
Later.
Jason Rona's here along with Kirby Hand.
What's up,
Hey
man?
guys, long time listener, first time caller.
Right.
How's everybody doing?
Oh shit. You're about the third caller ever.
he's a
glad to be in the top 5. It's not where I normally end up in the RC car side of things. So
he's a longtime caller, first time listener.
That's right.
guys, I haven't watched it yet. What am I missing
Lord.
out?
It's a mess.
It's a mess.
It's a
car
mess, man.
crash. It's
I don't have a
it's how
good
you
reason
describe
for
a
it, but
car crash. Like you want to turn away, but you gotta look at it, you know. And Gotti said he binged it all the way through, and it's binge worthy.
I had no intentions of taking the whole day Saturday and watching that, and it just got me hooked. After
how many hours are you on the hook for?
Well, what is it, Kirby? 7 hours?
It's
7 episodes, so
7 episodes.
almost 7
So-
hours.
Yeah, it's probably you're looking at 6 hours and change.
Yeah. I tell you what, it's worth it.
I can't
So-
see anybody not really like enjoying this just from the sheer comedy aspect of it.
Right? That's why I was so bummed when my buddy was just like, I don't see what the deal is. Like, are you serious? So here's my advice to you when you do watch it. Go.
Might be a slight delay there, Kirby. So
yeah. I got you.
On your end.
No, I'm terrible at talking over people. I do it over Joe Zaire Jr. on the Ran Out of Talent show all the time. A little shameless
shout out to Joe.
You guys.
Yep.
We're gonna do an episode tonight, and I needed a little bit of content for that. But hey, Rona, real quick, your Sprinter front tires.
Hey, this isn't RC talk.
Oh man!
No, go ahead.
But I haven't watched the show. Now I'm gonna have to do that. And
all right, no, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Can we start getting like some kind of monetary, like plug? You think from the show? Like we already got somebody turned into a watcher here.
I feel like everybody on every podcast all across at least America, if not the world, is probably covering it. So
yeah, you're right.
They're getting a lot of free advertising.
So the front Sprinter tire.
Yeah, the Sprinter tire. So you guys, did you develop it because of the loose dirt oval boom?
What we did is, since we already had the double D's tires, we had hybrids, we had 3Ds, and we were always kind of wanting to simplify that lineup a little bit. So it was kind of a long-term plan, I guess, to make the Sprinter's rear tire. And then we've always wanted to make a pin front, but we never got around to making a double D's front. So we went ahead and just made a Sprinter's front at the same time, because we knew that it was going to be, I guess, needed. So not only needed on 10 scale off-road, but we knew that dirt oval would be a good tire on dirt oval also.
So that loose red dirt off-road track that you go to, I don't know how close it is to home for you, but are you using that Sprinter tire on that track? Because I know, for all them years you were always using the ribbed tire there. Yeah,
we normally do. What happens is, when the track is brand new or it's loose in the morning, you kind of have to watch what you're doing with how much steering the car has when it's loose. But the second it grooves up a little bit and you got a little warm weather, you're just running the Sprinter fronts and rears at the same time.
Sure. Okay. So those are a pretty good combo at that. Is that Lake Park?
There's a few tracks that are like that. We got the one we were just at was Mills Pond in Fort Lauderdale. That's probably the best manicured track at the moment. And then there's Coral Springs, which is down in South. And then Lake Park is the closest one to us, but they haven't been as consistent with their race program the last, few years, just because of weather and all that stuff.
Sure. Cool. One of your drivers, if you're familiar with Tor Ott, he came over yesterday to buy. I had a Triple X VK2 that I planned to make a tribute car out of, and I sat on it for too long, and I decided to part with it. So Tor came over and grabbed that, and then later in the day, he sent me a picture of it, and he had a set of your Sprinter fronts on it. So I'm assuming that he's actually going to go out and do some racing with it, because I had some, old low-C tires that I had mounted up for the Shelf Queen, and looks like he's going to go out and do something with it. Last summer, actually, he was racing up in Duluth, Minnesota, and got on the podium with an old Associated Worlds car. So I think he's going to try to keep that trend going to keep up with all the other guys with some old rear motor stuff. So that'll be cool to look forward to.
Yeah, I mean, those cars, when the conditions are right, I'm pretty confident I could take a B4 outside and it still would feel really good on an outdoor track. And but yeah, they were just always really good cars to drive. So
sure.
Yeah, I didn't see his build up of the Triple X yet, but yeah, I mean, it should be a really good car.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. He's a hell of a driver and very, very in tune on setup. And actually, you have quite a few drivers in my region that are like that, like Kyle Holmberg, Clayton Cartaluca, Joe Scaramel, all these guys. And and now Seth Van Dalen. I forgot you guys picked him up. So I do a lot of local racing with those guys and have a lot of fun with them, and they help me out quite a bit. So I just wanted to thank you for having people like that on your team. Oh, and Hunter, I don't want to forget Hunter Holmberg either. He helped me a lot when I was trying to figure out this whole RC car game. So
Where's this Minnesota?
yeah, that's all I got for you guys. What's
Minnesota, right?
Yep. Yeah, we're in Minnesota. I'm down in the Twin Cities area, and
Go Twins!
Generally, when I race with those guys, I end up in the middle of the state, just at a lot of different loose dirt tracks. So that's actually where my question came from.
You know, Joe, the Joe Zaire, right?
Yep, Joe Zaire Jr.
Joe Zaire. He was talking about some stadium truck stuff, I think a week or two ago, and we're gonna have some sprinters for stadium truck too. So
you are? Wow.
Yeah.
That's surprising. Is it mostly on the stadium truck side, kind of the genesis of that, or just the need to come up with it, or is some of that mini truggy? Are you still seeing a lot of stuff for mini truggy, or not so much?
Not a lot of racing with the mini truggies, but I think people still buy them as kind of fun and bash vehicles.
Sure. Yeah, the class is still relatively strong in this area, and Joe and I push it quite a bit because that's kind of our like slap it down and run it and have fun class, whereas opposed to two-wheel drive buggies, kind of the cutthroat class around here.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's kind of what I noticed. When I see you guys sharing some things on Facebook and talking about classes and updated stuff. So pretty interesting.
Are you surprised that there is an uptick in stadium truck right now?
Well, that was one of the questions Joe had asked. I think it was last week or something. Because he said there was an uptick in that area, but I'm not really seeing it anywhere else. As it being like getting more popular again, but I mean, I'd like to see it. I mean, certainly if we're making some more tires for it, it would be nice.
Sure.
To kind of get it back going again. But what I think is if we could do a little bit of outdoor racing again in 10 scale, that would help tremendously.
Right on. All right, guys. Well, sorry for derailing your conversation.
Yeah, we appreciate that. That was awesome.
I have about 7 hours worth of work to put in now to catch
you gotta
up.
Go watch it.
Will do. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate you.
Yeah, no doubt.
Stay in touch.
Ryan Greening on the
Tiger King episode.
On the Tiger King episode talking about RC. Well, he read the Facebook post.
You know what? We we're covering anything, right?
Right.
Anything and everything.
Absolutely.
I mean, we don't like to talk RC, but I guess we want to sometimes.
That's all right. He's with Joe Zaire Jr. over the at the podcast with all these podcasts out there. I'm forgetting the names now.
Yeah, he ran out of talent.
Ran out of talent. I ran out of talent a long time ago. I didn't even have the talent to run out of, actually, to be honest with you.
You know what's funny is the first person I ever heard say that was Mayfield. He was running, he'd running a qualifier or something, and he's just like, it's like, oh yeah, everything's going good, and then he's like, oh shit, I just ran out of talent on the back street. Or something. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. He's the first person I ever heard.
Never had that issue.
Yep.
Well, when you're only turning left.
Oh, all right. Well, let's get back on to Tiger King here on that note.
I made an A-Made Motorama off-road, bitch.
All right.
Chris writes in, I'm on hour 4 of Tiger King, and I've taken a few breaks to digest all this weird shit I'm seeing. I've got to stop right now and do something productive today. Thanks for the pod, guys.
How dare you?
How dare you stop at episode 4?
The fact that he's able to stop, man, he's got willpower.
What?
How?
You're like, explain how you're able to do that.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, I can think of a couple things that would have derailed me, but not many. Like I was like badgering like Allison, like to keep it going. Like she's like, well, I got to go work out. I got to do that. I'm like, I want to start another episode. And like I was keeping you guys updated. Like I was like, well, she's doing this. They're going to come back and watch a couple more episodes. It was like, I was so pissed that we couldn't just go straight through.
And what did she think of it?
I don't think she likes it as much as as us, but
Well, hey.
but no, I mean she
doesn't
like,
have to go to Big Cat Rescue then.
No, it'll just be me going down there to see Carol.
You and Pete up.
Me, Paul, just do like a little group selfie. We'll start hashtagging our RC post Big Cat Rescue.
Go in a bunny suit.
Go in a bunny suit. Dude, you know, she's going to see everything. She's going to absolutely see it all.
You brought this upon yourself.
Mark Hiller writes in, during the first episode, I told my wife that it was a bad documentary. They're giving away all the good parts way too fast. Oh, how wrong I was.
Yep.
For real.
Yeah.
No,
Pretty nuts. Oh, you know what I was telling? I don't remember if you guys picked up on this or not. I remember you guys need to watch the Studio 54 documentary. That one is pretty awesome too. And it's only like a 1 episode thing. Like, I don't know how long it is, like an hour or something. I watched it on a plane going somewhere, like, I don't know where I was. You know, usually we only get a TV when you're flying overseas, but that must be where I watched it. But it's good. I think you guys will be into that too, because it's a little wacky, not quite as wacky, but you know, the 2 guys that were running the Studio 54 are follows a very similar path where, you know, they get into this and they're partners, and the way they were running this nightclub, and you know, things that started to go down inside the nightclub, and the celebrities that would come there, and then the drugs, and then the bookkeeping, and
I don't know.
Renovations. I mean,
I think I'm out on that, Jason.
No. You got it.
Hey,
Kirby tells us to watch, but we can't tell him what to watch.
Yeah.
We just got to the part entire game where Jeff Lowe shows up with his Oakley hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me.
The part that I just don't get, like you said, is the bandana underneath the hat.
What look is that?
I don't know. I've seen that look though before. I have seen that look.
Yeah, well, like 90s rap.
Right.
But
Yeah.
not a 50-year-old white guy that wears a Harley Davidson leather jacket too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did not understand it. Oakley hat, bandana underneath the hat, the jeans.
He's got some swag though. Like he's. I mean,
he's got the $150 jeans.
He got the Jason. What
Anybody knows?
you do too, though, right?
They're not that expensive.
Shit, what's the one brand name? I can't think of it. Son of a gun.
Those jeans that he was wearing.
The
What?
Affliction, and like,
Yeah,
I know that's
that's
what you're talking about. Like, they're like,
I can't think of the son
he
of a
was
gun.
a guy that was probably hitting that tap out gear.
Bro, he has all the Affliction shit in his closet. I guarantee
Who?
it.
Jeff Lowe?
Yep.
Yes, all of it.
Tap out in Affliction. That's all he's probably wears.
Wow.
I have one Affliction T-shirt.
What was that
But this
store
is-
at the malls that you can go to get all that stuff? Remember that store? I forget the name of it now.
Hot Topic.
No.
That was the 90s shop, right? Or is that still around?
That's still around, actually.
God.
Wilkes-Barre Mall
Is
has
it?
one. Yeah. Yep.
Shit.
We still have a Hot Topic up here.
I had my Hot Topic phase.
Did you?
Yeah. But Jeff Lowe, I guess there's proof that, I don't know, girls love baby tigers or some shit.
Yeah. I didn't get like when they decided they were going to go to Vegas and like have like a bus where you could ride on the bus from casino to casino and then pet baby cubs. Like they actually, what's funny is he's like, yeah, that wasn't a good idea. But that was a little bit weird to me.
Just trying to make a buck. In his Oakley hats.
Yeah, he's loving that Oakley hat.
God.
And like you said, he wasn't wearing Oakleys.
They just showed a scene where I can't confirm they're Oakleys. They might have been. I mean, like I said,
I didn't see the O.
You get gas station sunglasses that look like Oakleys from afar.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I didn't see the logo.
Like his new era Oakley hat costs more than his gas station glasses.
Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense to
Rick says the Walmart employee turned campaign manager is by far the most likable guy in the documentary.
Well, I was saying he was probably closer to most normal. What's funny is he didn't leave. He kind of got, like we talked about earlier, he kind of got tied in with Joe doing that campaign thing. And then he hung around there until the very end.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he felt necessary. He felt it necessary, to be around that circus for as long as it went. And maybe he felt like, hey, if you were a little bit smart, I guess you could say, hey, I know they're filming this. I know this is going to be a thing. If I get out of this, am I, going to kind of ruin my, if there's any kind of fame to be had off of this, he'd basically run away from it. So I don't know if that was a consideration or not. But
Kirby, how about this part? How about
Jason,
the fact?
True religion jeans. Go ahead.
there it is.
True religion.
That's exactly.
All right.
what
I'm still
it
trying
is.
to find out the name of the store that used to be one up here at our mall that you can find all this stuff in there. It had all the jeans like that and other gear. South something maybe. No, that was South Pole, right?
South Pole was a brand.
Yeah. So they sold all that stuff in there. I forget the name of it. I'll figure it out here. But who wrote this in here?
But one other thing how about the guy that decided to turn into a informant?
Yeah.
The guy with the bob haircut?
The guy with the jet ski.
The guy on the jet ski.
Oh, that was awesome scene, man.
Yeah.
They called him baby, or what was it? Why am I drawing a blank on the movie now? Child's Play, Chucky.
Yeah.
He looked like Chucky. A real life Chucky.
That guy's little haircut was pretty classic.
The great meme was that shot of him on the jet ski, like when I get my $12,000 or my $1,200 check.
Yeah.
So we're like all over the place on this, but how can we wrap this up? Or like at least, I'm not worried about giving away spoilers because obviously we put a spoiler alert at the beginning of this.
Yeah.
But so the characters we have are all over the place, but we have Joe, Carol,
Jeff Lowe,
obviously. Then Jeff Lowe's buddy that ended up working for Joe or with Joe, Alan.
Yeah, we haven't talked about him. He's the guy that was hired to kill.
Right.
Oh, that guy.
Supposedly.
I thought it was the one you named earlier that they were going to go in cahoots and open up a big cat sanctuary together, 50-50, and then the guy split.
Right. That's the other guy. What was his name?
Rick?
Shit, he's a list of names in front of us.
It was a Rick some shit. I don't know. It wasn't Rick.
Because somebody wrote in and said Jeff Lowe definitely set up everything for that hit on Carol, and he knew Joe would fall for it. He baited him with. Let me see this here. He baited him with.
He did.
He baited him with that hitman, and then gave him the money to pay for it. Jeff Lowe is a scumbag.
Yeah, and then Joe Exotic didn't like. Then he found out that the mansion in Vegas wasn't his, and like,
Yeah.
oh damn, I was
He
duped.
was renting it. He was renting that place in Vegas.
Winning it. Sounds like people in this town here.
Yeah, that Jeff Lowe is he's definitely a dirtbag.
Second part to that was, it's crazy to me that they have a recording of Jeff and the hitman talking about setting Joe up, and Joe is the only one who's in prison. All three should be locked up.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I'd say the way to kind of wrap it up is, obviously we talked about earlier that, all these people are definitely no saints, and I'm sure there's an issue going all the way around. But I do think, like you said, that there was some type of, they kind of worked. I'm sure they all discussed this murder for hire for Carol, because that was obviously what brought him down. And then that Jeff Lowe was probably just as much a part of it as the other guys were. And the guy that was hired to do it, who was Jeff's right-hand man, he was going to drive to Florida, and then he claims he chickened out and didn't do it. But, I think that is probably the big part of the whole thing, where they just decided it'd be easier or best to kind of all work on the government side and just bring Joe down with for the whole thing, as long as they were excused from that part of it, I suppose. But I think all those guys eventually, I think it's going to end up being sort of a bad thing. It's going to explode in popularity here initially, from the fun side of it. But then I think eventually what's going to happen is all these people that were involved are going to end up going down. I think this, this cat thing might become a thing where you can't, use these cats and, private ownership of this stuff. I think that might happen. I think it could end up be where that doc guy starts to get investigated more thoroughly. That Carol, she might end up going down. And then that Jeff Lowe guy, he's going to get, at some point, he's got something that's going to end up screwing him up too.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think all these people are eventually going to go down.
Yo, here's a good part of Joe Exotic talking shit on Jeff Lowe. So he goes, I'm reading this off the screen. I have it paused.
Mm-hmm.
It was nothing but a big scam.
Now, who's this talking?
Joe Exotic.
Right.
Jeff conned everyone because he's jealous. He's a little man with a little dick and a limp, and he's bald.
Oh man!
And he's got to pay everybody to have sex with him.
Yeah.
Oh,
this man's got more criminal shit on him than you can imagine.
And I decided that it was a good idea for him to be my partner.
Yeah. Make America exotic again. But all the scenes with it never, I think it always amazes me every time I see like a full grown, like a lion, especially, like how big their paws and their head are. Like, it's fucking amazing. There's no way I would be in there like mingling with one of those animals.
No way.
Jesus. They're incredible. I just want to go pet one.
Yeah. I don't need to pet one.
No, I'm joking. Doc's such a pimp, though. And the poor lady that from Iowa that got wrangled into Doc's scheme. She did get a free pair of tits out of it, though.
that's true. She did.
She was just like, anything for a break.
Well, she's like, I don't even remember officially agreeing. I just remember this was scheduled. It was done. And I was doing it. Like, that was
She's like, there was a break and That's all I wanted at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a week off.
Crazy. Yeah, I just watched that earlier. She's like, I don't think I ever agreed to it.
Craig says this is the wildest ride I ever been on. Binged the whole thing today, and I'm trying to recover. Things that made my jaw drop. 1, the obvious meth issue, prevalent throughout.
Yeah.
2, the fact that Joe's 2 husbands weren't not actually gay. Walmart's expired meat.
Yep.
That was and that's how Joe like paid his guy sometimes. Like, oh, this is still frozen. Oh, well, why don't you keep that?
Keep some steak here.
And the pizza place that used said meat on its pizzas.
Oh man, he brought up some good points there.
Yeah.
Stuff we hadn't even really touched on, but yeah, it is like you said. This whole thing, I'm sure you need to watch this again just to get all these other things and go, man, I forgot about this.
Yeah,
that's why I'm watching again. It just got to the part now with the Chucky guy. He was like, wasn't he? He was like a strip club owner or some shit.
Yeah, you know, strip clubs, bars.
Yeah. Like Jesus, how desperate do those girls that they're like, you know, like faking like they're into him. Holy shit.
He says, Craig says, the real life Scarface guy somehow looks like he's responsible one in all of this. That's true. But they try to accuse him of burning down Joe's studio when they were shooting the reality show. Yeah.
No, really? The Mario dude?
Oh, wait. Is that the real? Oh, no. I'm sorry. That's Mario. Oh, that's another guy that we're all over. I thought he was talking about the reality TV producer. Remember they tried to accuse him of actually burning down the studio, Joe's studio. And he's like, why the hell would I burn it down? That was all my tapes were in there. Now I have no show. But, I'm sorry. Yeah. Rick, Mario right? Scarf.
Yeah. Rick. Yeah. That guy's like he seems like a good guy out of all this show.
Yeah.
The guy
I gotta
go. Oh, Jesus. We're just going to talk RC.
I got to go to dinner.
Oh, not 9 o'clock today?
No. My parents are fixing dinner.
Oh.
All right, Jason. So what did you give the series, Jason?
I said it was a high 7.
High 7. Okay.
Yeah, just because I felt like I wanted to leave some room for something else to be.
How dare you?
But I wanted to leave a little bit of room in there. And so I thought a high 7. And, you know, as stupid as this sounds, it's like I almost thought it would have been better if somebody else would have got killed at the end. But it's not a movie. Like otherwise, if it was a movie, it really would have happened.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Carol would have been probably dead.
I can't wait for Tiger King outtakes.
Yeah.
Well, they already said that they're talking about a second season already.
They have to. They absolutely have to, or they're missing out on a gold mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they know. I mean, now they know they're going to get a lot of requests for it, and
I mean,
they'll do it. Yeah.
Season 2 could be their scalpel.
Could be.
There you go.
Still sell them.
All right, Jason, you go ahead. Me and Kirby will wrap this up, and
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, go get your meatloaf.
All right.
See you, Jason.
Later, man.
You can hang up too, then, Jason.
I'm working on it.
Yeah. So here's where Joe Exotic gets drug around by the boot.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously. Jeez, hit the red button. Work this thing.
What's going on here?
Oh my lord. Apple probs.
Well,
this is awesome. Jason trying to figure out how to log off of Skype, people. Dun, 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 dun.
I'm serious. Like, it's not giving me the option.
Just shut down your computer.
Just hit the.
How do I shut that down?
Cut off the breaker in the building. That'll do it.
Hold on.
Yeah. So after I watched Tiger King, I actually watched another documentary,
Okay.
which there was buzz about.
Studio
It was-
54.
No, I actually never heard of that until Jason said about it.
Okay.
This was the trials of Gabriel Fernandez.
And
So to sum it up, it was a torture and killing of an 8-year-old boy in Los Angeles. This happened
man.
probably I don't know. I'm gonna just throw out 5 to 10 years ago. Obviously, a much darker subject.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a crazy one. So yeah, I watched that. That was a little heavier, obviously, because of the subject. But yeah, that's been my Netflix over the last few weeks.
Oh. Well, thank you for turning me on to Tiger King.
Yeah, no problem.
Good series. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely recommend checking it out. You'll be hooked.
I mean,
believe me.
It's got everything.
Yeah.
Comedy, drama, murder, mystery, animals.
Like I said, I was happy to learn that it was completely real. And I'm like, this is great. I thought maybe it was actors doing the doc, like it was just maybe some actor, but it was all legit, all real, and I was hooked right away. And I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
The shit actually transpired in life. Crazy.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. Send us. Go watch it again. I think I might do that as well. Just watch it.
Yeah.
Here and there, pick up some stuff because I did get kind of confused when all the characters got in. I had to rewind a bit and watch it again.
It was like an overload of a mess.
Yeah. Yeah. So
like, here's this guy. Here's this asshole. Here's another mess. Like, holy shit, slow down.
Yeah. And I was like, wait a minute. And I was like going back a little and I'm like, okay, Jeff Lowe. Now I got it. And then I had, and then they bring all these other people in, Mario, the real life Scarface guy. And I'm like, okay. So I had to rewind and watch some parts over again. But it's good. They did a good job with it. And I'm glad I watched it. So
yeah, man.
Tiger King. There you have it. Hope everybody's enjoying their quarantine. And enjoying the podcast that we're putting out for you. So
yeah, try and
provide some entertainment.
Little entertainment, yeah. Yep.
Wait a minute, we got a call coming in. Do you want to take this?
Yeah, why not?
Call from
Joe Exotic.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Wow, we got Joe Exotic actually called into the show. Joe, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well over here.
Oh, yeah. This is Jason's best contribution to the podcast ever.
This is
that bitch Carol Baskin.
Yeah, we're gonna get that bitch.
Anything you want to ask Joe Kirby before we kick him off the show?
Joe, still free balling?
Oh, hell yeah.
All right. Well, that was great. The only way to go. Okay. Well, thanks for calling in, Joe. I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
I didn't know you were a fan of I didn't know you were a fan of the podcast. That's great. So
yeah.
Who's your favorite
long-time caller, first-time listener?
Who's your favorite character on the pod?
Oh, definitely Gotti Jr.
Oh, well, great. Thank you. Thank you.
I think he'd make a great husband.
Oh, on that note, we'll see you later, Joe. Take care. Have a great one.
I'll see you.
Bye, Joe.
Oof. All right. All right, we'll wrap it up. That's all. Hey, got a call from Joe. That was good enough right there. Now we can wrap it up. All right, we haven't spoken to you, so just wrap it up. Give us 30 seconds of your thoughts on it. We haven't talked to you since then, Kirby, and everybody's like, "What the hell happened to Kirby? Is he hiding?"
It's gonna take longer than 30 seconds. Okay.
All right. Well, we haven't talked to you since the Super Bowl, and so go ahead. Yeah.
Well, complete heartbreak as you would assume. 6 minutes left in the game and fucking lose. But it's like, obviously, social media puts a twist on shit. Oh, Garoppolo can't win the big one. Oh, Shanahan, he can't win a Super Bowl. Roles are reversed. It's Andy Reid just can't win the big one. He got there again and can't win it. And maybe Mahomes not as good as everybody thinks. Actually, I just listened to Emmanuel Sanders' interview the other day on First Take.
Oh,
and Stephen A. and Max, they were jabbing, like, obviously, like, taking their shots at Garoppolo and Shanahan, and Emmanuel Sanders, like, stood strong, stuck up for him, brought up some great points. The final drive or two, Chris Jones, there was 2 batted balls, D lineman Chiefs, wide open Niners receivers. Like, those are completed passes for big yardage, but they were broken up. Like, it's not that Shanahan's like, he blew it. The game plan, he blew it. That's not the case. They didn't, what's the word I'm looking for? They just didn't, those last 2 drives didn't click, didn't finish. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to be like, oh, the refs blew it. It was Niners lost because of the refs. Niners just didn't finish, man. But if you go back and look at all the calls, they're pretty much all against the Niners. And you're going to tell me Mahomes drops back I'll just say 40 plus. I think it was 47 passes. And there's not one fucking offensive holding call.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, I hear you on that. Yeah.
The big play to Tyreek Hill, the 3rd and 14 or whatever, that, he had all day and Tyreek broke loose. Like, of course, that meme, it made, social distancing.
Right.
When a play extends for that long, it's kind of hard to, to rein in receivers. But Bosa, I think everybody in the damn D line was held on that play.
I think you're right.
The 3rd and 13 or 14 for the Niners. Chiefs D end is way offsides. Even I think Troy Aikman and Joe Buck even was like, well, this is going to be a free play because that's offsides. And it wasn't called. Like, right. Shit, like I get it. Like, refs aren't going to determine the outcome. Right before the first half ended, the route Kittle ran down the sideline, and they called offensive pass interference on Kittle. Now, he extended his arms, but there was no advantage. He gained no advantage from that. I just think back of the shit just now, and I'm just like, Jesus. It's just rolling my eyes. Yeah. It was a fucking heartbreaker. Big time. And they went after, like, if Jimmy G would have hit you with that, that post route in the 4th quarter to Emmanuel Sanders, he overthrew him. Like, yeah, he missed it. But people, obviously, what have you done for me lately? Without Garoppolo against the Saints during the regular season, that game, that shootout, they don't win without Garoppolo.
Nope.
He made huge plays, huge passes in that game. It's just, hey, it just didn't happen.
Well, let's just hope we have
it sucks.
Huh? Yeah.
It sucks. The free agency has been going all right. The Buckner deal just kind of, I think that blindsided everybody because if anything, everybody thought, all right, Armstead, we can't keep both of them, so they're gonna probably let Armstead go, which I get it. Very injury prone early on. Had a great season this year, but Buckner's our guy. And when that came through that they traded Buckner to the Colts, which, you know what, I get it. It's a fucking business, and a Super Bowl team like that, facts are facts. You just can't keep everybody, man. It never works out like that.
Yep.
They traded him.
Yeah.
13th pick. It's a smart move. Niners got a lot of depth in the D line. They don't have a Buckner. I'll say that. Like, he's going to be impossible to replace. But all in all, they freed up money. They got a good pick. So, we'll see what happens. Emmanuel Sanders, I kind of knew that they weren't going to be able to keep him because, a vet receiver of high quality, what he's going to ask for and what the Niners will be able to offer him, it wasn't going to match ever. And of course, emotions running high after the Super Bowl. Everybody's like, whatever it takes, I want to come back, whatever it takes. And Emmanuel Sanders was one of those guys too.
Mm-hmm.
And once you let it simmer down for a couple months and, back to normalcy, like, he's trying to get money, he's trying to get as much as he can get on a quality team. And that's what he got with the Saints. And quite honestly, I think between the injuries of the wide receivers the Niners had that will be back this year, and I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty sure if I'm a betting man, they're going to take one of the stud wide receivers at number 13. I don't think Emmanuel Sanders is going to be missed. What he did bring to that team was his, like, I don't know if I was talking to you or Heisey or whoever it was. Like, it's what he brought to the team. You can't put in stats in a box score. Like, his veteran leadership to those young wide receivers, specifically. Like, when he came in there, those wide receivers just like really gelled with him, and it was honestly like a brotherhood. Like, I followed all of them on social media, and they're all super close, and they were all bummed out when he left. But that's what he brought in that experience, and like Debo just kind of kicked it up to another level when Sanders came in there and kind of like took him under his wing. So I think like Debo, he learned and Bourne learned, and they're kind of on their way. They're good now, but not that, he wasn't a stud, but Emmanuel Sanders is a stud, but Jalen Hurd, rookie, Trent Taylor, a couple-year guy, both injured all year. They didn't play all year. I think they're two studs. Jimmy G and Trent Taylor, slot guy, the last time they played, they're just like, they click like Kittle, So that's a good combo. Jalen Hurd's a stud. And like I said, I think they're going to take one of these like elite wideouts at the number 13. I'm fully confident that they could definitely go back to the Super Bowl next year, without a doubt.
Goes through Tampa now, baby.
Like, literally, that's where it's being played. Like, hey,
yeah, it is. That's right.
Jerick McKinnon, who they got from the Vikings a couple years ago, who has been injured those 2 years since. He didn't even play a regular season game with the Niners yet. He was one of those guys after the Super Bowl, like, hey, whatever it takes, I want to stay. And he did. He restructured his contract. He already got paid pretty big and obviously didn't play a game. So he stuck around, and I think all the running backs are there still. So they kept the safety. They re-signed Jimmy Ward.
Well, those guys know they're close, so.
I don't see any reason. There's no reason that they can't go back.
Yeah. Well.
But hey, if it wasn't for NFL free agency, the sports world would be really lame right now. It's lame, but the NFL free agency is just like a saving grace at this point because it's crazy. And
the draft is still going to go on, just not in Vegas. So,
and the draft is going to be like, that's going to be crazy.
It's going to be a welcome distraction.
Absolutely. Yeah. And when is that? That's going to be April early?
No, near the end of April.
Is it near the end? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it won't be in Vegas.
I don't care about that. It'll be all in studio. It should be good.
That's fine.
I only watch it on TV anyway, so it's like I don't need to freaking see all the.
No, I don't need to see people going across the damn moat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, who cares?
I know.
NFL probably just saves so much money.
Oh, absolutely. Let's just hope there's a season. So,
man, it's crazy. You know what I was just talking the other day, like, man, I gotta feel bad for like high school and college seniors. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
dude, what's supposed to be a highlight of your life is just, well, kind of, probably not having prom. Graduation probably ain't going to be, what it was going to be. Athletics, spring athletics are
Done.
fucking gone.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, man. That's wild. And of course, I'm a little biased because our local,
Softball.
my softball team, dude, we're supposed to go back-to-back champions this, state champs this year. Like, God damn it. I don't want that taken from me, bro.
Yeah, really.
But I mean, unless something happens quick, it's just not going to happen. I know the NCAA, they canceled all their spring, all like basketball, baseball, everything in the spring championship done. Olympics, I don't know if it's confirmed, but they want to make everything go next year.
Yeah, it is 2021. They moved it.
I saw IFMAR, all the 2020 championships is no longer happening. It's just a wild time, dude. It's like we're living in a damn movie.
It is. Yeah, it feels like that. You can't go out to eat anywhere. It's all takeout.
Crazy, man.
Yeah. There's a meme out there. I just posted it in our chat. It has Joe Exotic sitting in his throne, and it says Joe Exotic would be thrilled to know that he alone brought a nation together as we weathered a pandemic.
Real.
It's true. It's true. We're all watching this show, and everybody's because everybody's home. And yeah. All right. Well, that was fun. Hope it came off well for you guys. We were all over the place on it.
Enjoyed. Yeah, we were.
But if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out.
Yep.
Tiger King on Netflix. And if you don't have Netflix, hit up Jason. Maybe he'll give you his account.
Yeah, sure. I would.
All right, man. Thanks for joining us.
Dude.
Everybody out there, be safe. And we'll catch you on the next episode.
Later, Rip Nation.